never managed to film it when it happens, but we just took another wave into the cockpit from the high side. The 2-meter swell's coming out of the high side of the boat, and sometimes it's so big when it hits the boat, it lifts up, and it came right through and soaked me in the cockpit.
It's December of 2019. The girls of WildChild just finished a difficult sail from St. Martin to Guadeloupe. We're still in a rush to jump our way south through the Caribbean as quickly as possible. We have to make it to Elena's visa appointment soon. We're gonna have to skip islands, and after a short stay in Guadeloupe, we're gonna try to make a 110 nautical mile jump to Fort de France in Martinique. But first we have to sit out some bad weather, a few storms, and maybe try to get to shore to explore a little bit and provision. Deshaies is a lovely protected little anchorage in the north end of Guadeloupe. The waters are crystal clear, but it's pretty deep, like you're anchoring in 20 to 40 feet of water. It's a narrow little bay, and everything that's shallow, of course, is filled with private mooring balls. So as sailors, we have to anchor further out in 40 feet of water, which means your swing radius is higher, and you need to be careful how close you are to the neighbors.
Oh my god, did you see that fish? Holy crap. It was like 10 feet in the air. It jumped 20 feet across and 10 feet high. That was amazing. I hope I got that on camera. That was fantastic. Developed.
Deshaies is pretty cool. It's weird though. It's like you've stepped into a time warp or a bubble. Suddenly you're in modern, old world Europe with cobblestone streets and colorful paintings and modern European cars. Goodness, I love how easy it is to check in and out of the French islands. Believe it or not, this is the Customs and Immigration Building. The culture and the atmosphere of the place is amazing. The French really seem to know how to live well. The place is cultured, organized, civilized, very calm, and very peaceful. It does seem to rain here a lot though, probably due to the geography and the surrounding mountains, but they never last long. 5 or 10 minutes in shelter and you're free to go again. With a schedule to keep with the Americans, we have no time to enjoy the island. Without any muss or fuss, we lift the anchor and we set out again. This is Guadeloupe from a distance. The winds are gusting 15 to 25, and they're really gusty, like it'll be 13, 14 knots, bam, 20, 25 knots, bam, 15 knots, bam, 20 knots. So you can see that we have a little bit of white capping, and the way I've configured the sails, we are sailing with reefed main, first reef in the main, very reef Jenny, and storm sail. That way it keeps our pull like low to the center of the boat so we don't get heeled over. Sailing this configuration like 50% Jenny and storm sail means when the wind gusts to 20 and 25 we don't heel over badly. It creates 2 slots. You can see we got double slot and sailing double slot. Oh, what's that all about? We're technically on a beam reach, like the wind angle's 90, but it's a little bit unstable. 60 degrees? 70, yeah. The winds are really gusty and really unstable, and we don't like to get laid over on our side when it gusts. So sailing with this cutter rig, with this configuration, with reduced head sail, just means when the wind does suddenly gust to 20, we just pick up speed without laying over too much. I'm not sure if I'm happy about the way that Jenny is right now, though. We'll see. Technically, we're sailing on a beam reach. That's just not a stable beam. And this is the sailing life. You can see we have no swell. Like, there's practically no waves because we're still in the wave protection from the islands. That's actually really good for us. What we worry about is when we come out of the wave protection of the islands, there's 3-meter waves out there, like 10-foot waves coming through. Could be bad. It's tricky sailing in the lee of the mountains because it disturbs the air. There's weird vortices and swirls and direction changes and rising and falling caused by the thermal changes and the physical obstruction of the mountains. Look at the wind on the water. That's kind of weird. This is a good visualization for you of sailing within the lee of a mountain. You can see the changes. This is actually technical sailing and takes a skilled captain to handle. You can see right now we're in calm conditions and light winds, so obviously we should open up our sails to go faster, shouldn't we? But in 1 or 2 minutes we're going to be gusted and overpowered with too much sail. Yeah. So how much sail do you set out when the conditions change minute to minute? We just lost wind and we're not sure what it means. Sometimes that means the wind's about to swirl around or change direction. Just wait, let's just see if it's two opposing winds or if it's just a current related. But the wind fell, so it's wind related, not current. And the wind on the other side seems fine. We're just in some weird, I don't know, like downdraft or something. Yeah, we're in a weird calm. I don't know. It picks up again in like 300 meters. It'll pick up. I don't know if it's some weird effect from the mountains or there's no storm clouds overhead, so I don't know what's causing that. Our depth here is still good, right? I knew it was coming. I could feel it. As tempting as it's been for the last 10 minutes to want to open the sails to increase our boat speed, I'm glad I kept them reefed. So WildChild's in the gap now between Guadeloupe and Dominica. You can see we're like 21/7 and we're pretty reefed. But we're now exposed to the waves. And they're not that bad, like they were 10 feet on the other side. We're taking them from the side and they're not pounding and slapping so bad. So maybe we're okay for this opening, for this gap. I mean, it's sporty and we're reefed, but we're doing it well. We have no idea the nasty little storm cells about to pound the living crap out of us tonight in the dark. We nearly lose the boat. Like, it is horrifying. But we save that story for another time.